Hey, what's up guys? Good morning everyone. Today I will talk about stop losses and the differences between them we have and those which are implemented in platforms for trading, and especially those which are not implemented in trading platforms, and how to overcome it. But before that, join me to Hong Kong. I'm going to finance conference. I'm heading to Hong Kong again this week, actually third time already. Today there is some fintech conference I will be joining and having some business meetings, so wish me luck. And Fabio. The Hong Kong conference is quite interesting. You can see there is a lot of companies exhibiting their achievements in fintech, in insurtech, in fashion tech, in cryptocurrency trading, and many different type of activities. And there was a lot of interesting panels, a lot of interesting discussions, officially on the stage and as well unofficially in the background. And yeah, it was quite interesting event. I recommend everyone.
CEOs and share with us why they see the different challenges and risks that there are in virtual banks. So as with the previous session,
cool things nowadays that there is a lot of data, and obviously big tech companies with proprietary data are probably even better to do that. We saw that at the point of sale lending, and we actually do a partnership with a big retailer.
So hello everyone once more time. Let's talk about stop losses. So what is stop loss? Stop loss is basically act where our position which is going against us is stopped and sold, so we are not facing additional loss of our wrong decision. This is something what is inevitable for majority of the strategies, especially for stock strategies, futures. I think majority of people using stop losses, while for option trading, I have to say many times I'm discussing with other traders of options, and many of them actually have only mental stop loss in their head, but in reality they never set the real stop loss in the platform. There's two reasons for that. One is that many of the stop losses used for option trading actually doesn't exist in trading platforms. They are not implemented there. The only way how you can do it is to use some trading software and program basically a piece of code which trading for you, or at least make a stop loss as a customized indicator, or based on customized indicator to make piece of code, and then later on use it if the platform is actually supporting such type of activity. Second reason is the volatility. So sometimes the volatility can grow sharply up and down even if the price is not changing of the underlying commodity, and this is something what happening quite regularly during some reports or some other activities happening, and not every trader wants actually the position to be stopped during this sudden sudden jump, and because expectation is that the volatility will decrease back to the original after the news, and then make a decision about closing the position only based on the price move, not based on the volatility move. So let's go to the types of stop losses which actually exist and which are the mostly used. Is the normal one. Let's call it normal stop loss. It means when you, for example, have an entry price for $50 per piece of stock or a future or option or anything else, and the price go to 45, you set stop loss to $45. Once the price is reached, the position is closed and you suffer the $5 loss from this. This is most frequent, practically all platforms supporting such type of stop loss, and there is no issue to set such stop loss. Second type of stop loss is something what is called absolute value stop loss. So for example, you buy 5 shares, each costs 100, so you pay 500 as an entry price, but you setting up your stop loss in absolute value, for example, $100. It means per one stock it would be $20 because you buy 5 of them. Of course, you can set up such stop loss the way that you calculate this per each share. It means if the original price was 100, you calculated 20 as your stop loss, so you set up stop loss at $80 using the previous type of stop loss in your platform. But if you have, for example, some strategy which normalizing the stop losses across multiple assets, and you calculate only the absolute value of the stop loss as $100, you actually start from the end and recalculate this $100 to the price of the stock. So this is something what some strategies using, but unfortunately majority of the platforms for trading don't have such option to set overall absolute value of the stop loss, unfortunately. Third type of stop loss is a trailing stop loss. So this is something what probably all of you know, and as well this is a stop loss which is implemented in majority of the trading platform. It means if the price going your direction and growing, but in some moment actually the price start decreasing. So this stop loss is actually not measuring the loss from the entry point like the first one, but it measure the loss from the point of the highest peak reached during the previous growth. This type of stop loss actually decrease number of changes you need to do to stop loss, because some people manually simply change the stop loss, increase the stop loss once the price reached the new high, so they move it under the latest low, but this one basically doing this job for you automatically. Fourth type of stop loss is percentage wise stop loss. So for example, you want to set up stop loss 5% below the entry point. Percentage stop loss is again stop loss which is not implemented in majority of trading platforms. Unfortunately, you have to calculate this percentage from your entry point and set it using the one which is implemented in trading. Fifth type of stop loss is a time stop loss. This is something where you, for example, have a strategy which is saying, I expect this swing to be, let's say, 5 days long, but if latest 15th day the swing still didn't start and the price is still at the same level or going down, or doesn't matter, simply kill this trade. So you set up the stop loss not based on price but based on maximum number of days you want to hold this position. Again, this type of stop loss is quite widely used but rarely implemented in trading platform. Actually, I don't know any trading platform myself which would have this type of stop loss implemented. And creators of trading platforms, please try to think about this as well. Sixth type of stop loss is a delta-based stop loss. This is something very unique, used only by option traders, because there is a delta for each option, and it's basically a percentage of probability to option end up in expiration date in the money. So some of the strategies are, for example, you buying or basically you selling option which has delta, for example, 20, so there's 20% chance end up in the money, and 80% chance to end up the premium in your pocket. If there is some move against you, or there is volatility grow and so on, and the delta of this option will grow from 20 to 50, you can set up, or you want to set up the stop loss in the level of 50, and in that moment you would sell the option for whatever price the option has in that moment. Unfortunately, again, this is something what typically doesn't exist in majority of the platforms, I'm aware, so you need to watch this delta yourself, and once the delta reached 50, you have to manually close this point. Last indicator I want to mention is indicator-based stop loss. So for example, RSI, widely used indicator, if it reached a level of 90, we will say this is for us a level we want to exit the trade, no matter what the price is in that moment, and close the position. Of course, there is many other indicators we can use, but again, as majority of the stop losses I mentioned in this video, they are not implemented in the platforms. You will have to watch it yourself. There is a solution that you will use, actually program code for these type of unsupported stop losses in some platforms like TradeStation, and you can exit simply the trade based on indicator, any indicator you choose, but it's not native. If you have any comment to this topic of stop losses, please comment below. I'll be very happy to answer your questions. Hit the like button and as well subscribe to my channel. Thank you, till next time.